Long ago, before the kingdom of Cloister enjoyed peace, the earth trembled with the footsteps of giants. Legends spoke of Eric the Great, a king who faced an invasion from above. The giants had stormed down to earth using enchanted beanstalks, bringing fire, destruction, and death. Humanity seemed doomed. Until Eric forged a crown from the heart of a fallen giant. With it, he controlled the monsters and forced them back to their realm between heaven and earth. The giants disappeared. The crown was buried, and the enchanted beans were hidden forever. Over time, the tale was dismissed as just that, a fairy tale. But legends have a way of waking up. In a small village, a farm boy named Jack grew up with those stories. Orphaned and poor, he longed for adventure beyond the limits of his uncle's farm. He dreamed of a life where he could be more than a boy with dirt under his nails. Far away in the palace, Princess Isabel dreamed of the same thing. Though surrounded by wealth and luxury, she felt like a prisoner in her own castle. Her father, King Bromwell, demanded that she accept her duty, marry the ambitious Lord Roderick, and rule as a queen. But Isabel's heart craved freedom. Two souls, one poor, one royal, both longing for a life beyond the ordinary. And fate was about to intertwine their paths. Jack's life shifts when his uncle sends him to town to sell their only horse and cart. There, he spots Isabel in disguise, clashing with a group of thugs. Jack steps in, defending her honor. The princess sees in him a bravery few others notice. For Jack, it's love at first sight. At the same time, a monk fleeing soldiers crosses paths with Jack. He carries a secret, the last pouch of magical beans. With no time to waste, he begs Jack to take them in exchange for the horse, whispering a warning. These beans are sacred, dangerous. Never let them get wet. Jack, bewildered but with no choice but to accept. His uncle, furious when he learns Jack traded their horse for a handful of beans, calls him a fool and throws them away. If only he knew the truth. That same evening, Isabel escapes her castle, desperate for freedom. Caught in a storm, she stumbles into Jack's cottage for shelter. The two share a quiet, tender moment, an unlikely prince and pauper connection. But destiny interrupts. Rainwater seeps into the cracks of the floor and touches one of the beans. The ground shudders. Jack's cottage explodes upward as a massive stalk of green erupts beneath it, piercing the skies. The house is ripped from the earth, soaring higher and higher, carrying Isabel with it. Jack clings desperately, but falls back to the ground, holding only the princess's bracelet. The legend has come alive. At dawn, the kingdom is in chaos. A towering beanstalk now stretches into the heavens, and Isabel is gone. Jack is found unconscious, clutching her bracelet. He explains everything, and though most are skeptical, King Bromwell knows the danger. He forms a rescue party: brave Knight Elmont, his loyal Lieutenant Craw, Lord Roderick, and Jack himself. They begin the perilous climb into the clouds. But not all in the party have noble intentions. Roderick, secretly in possession of Eric's lost crown, sees the beanstalk not as a curse, but as a key. If the giants can be awakened, he intends to rule them, and through them, the world. Breaking through the clouds, the group discovers a realm unlike anything on Earth, dark, damp, and massive. A kingdom frozen in time, and then the earth shakes. A shadow falls over them. They are not alone. Giants, towering, grotesque, and hungry appear. The humans are prey once again. Chaos erupts. Men are crushed, swallowed whole, and scattered. Jack narrowly survives, hiding, while Elmont and Isabel are captured. Meanwhile, Roderick makes his move. Donning the ancient crown, he enslaves the giants. For the first time in centuries, the monsters bow to a human master. With wicked delight, Roderick orders them to prepare for war. At dawn, they will march on Cloister. The giants have returned. But one boy refuses to give up. Jack sneaks into the giant's lair, where Fallon, the terrifying two-headed general, rules with iron fists and sharpened teeth. Isabel and Elmont are prisoners, waiting to be devoured. With cleverness and courage, Jack frees them in the nick of time, narrowly escaping as the giants prepare their feast. But as they make their way back to the beanstalk, Fallon's army begins to stir. From below, the king sees a giant's body crash to the ground. Fearing an invasion, he orders the beanstalk destroyed. The stalk crashes down, but the war is only beginning. Fallon took the crown and put it on his finger, dominating the leadership of the giants. Using Roderick's beans, the giants create new stalks and descend to earth. Villages burn. The ground trembles beneath their march. The kingdom braces for war. At the castle, Elmont and the soldiers pour oil into the moat, setting it ablaze in a wall of fire. Arrows rain from the towers, catapults thunder, but the giants keep coming. And then Fallon himself appears, his two heads bellowing commands. He smashes through the defenses, tearing the castle apart from below. The battle seems hopeless. Jack and Isabel are captured once again. And just when all seems lost, Jack plays his final card. He remembers the single bean he kept hidden all along. As Fallon towers over him, Jack hurls the bean into the giant's throat. Suddenly, vines explode from within Fallon's body. The general screams as the beanstalk tears him apart from the inside. The tide turns. Jack seizes the fallen crown, placing it on his own head. The giants freeze, bowing to their new master. With steady courage, Jack gives the order, "Back to your realm." Obeying the crown's command, the giants retreat, their thunderous footsteps fading into the clouds. The kingdom is saved. Peace returns to Cloister. The remaining beans are destroyed, and the crown is hidden away where no man's greed can unleash such power again. Jack and Isabel, bonded by courage and love, are free to choose their own path together. The farm boy who dreamed of greatness has become a hero. The princess who longed for freedom has found it. Their story becomes legend, told for generations. And over time, Eric's crown is said to have been reforged into a royal treasure locked away in the Tower of London. A silent reminder that even the smallest person can stand against giants. And here's where the story speaks to us too. Jack wasn't a knight, a king, or a warrior. He was just an ordinary boy who chose to act when it mattered most. Sometimes, life puts giants in our way. Challenges that feel too big, fears that seem impossible, or struggles that make us feel small. But just like Jack, we don't need to be the strongest to win. What matters is courage, persistence, and the choice to keep moving forward. Because even the smallest step, taken bravely, can change everything. If this journey inspired you, don't forget to like and subscribe, so you'll always have a story waiting to remind you of the strength within. And remember, every story carries a lesson, and every lesson has the power to guide us through our own battles. Sometimes, all it takes is a spark of courage to change the path ahead. Yours might be just one step away.